Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban physically. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world. I deemed it necessary to continue our topic from Friday to explain as simply as possible the relevance of attending a satsang that is in the Sri Sampradaya. So currently, the Sri Narayan Dham is the only ashram on the African continent that is affiliated to the Sri Sampradaya. And I want to start there, and I want to unpack as follows. Okay, bhai? Nice to see you at Satsang again. Alright. I'm going to give you a scenario, and we want to unpack this scenario. Right? So you have parents who has given you inheritance as per your birthright. Inheritance, but they want you to conform to certain regulative principle in order to be given that inheritance which is yours. So you have to stop drinking, okay? Stop smoking, stop eating meat, stop illicit sexual behaviour, and stop gambling. And you can inherit a few trillion rands. Or you can have an option to work for the rest of your life, to borrow money from loan sharks and pay back with interest. What would you do?
Take the first option.
Radim?
First option.
Well, I don't see you taking the first option, both of you. Because you have spiritual parents, Mother Lakshmi and Lord Sriman or Lord Narayan, who is here at the Sri Narayan Dham to give you your inheritance.
Good.
That inheritance cannot be calculated. That inheritance cannot be Can you see, Jabba? Anand, you talk one more time, I'm going to make you leave.
Okay, sorry.
Alright? So this is Anand I talk about sometimes in Satsang. Where, when we started this building, we only had 6 bags of cement and Anand. And 6 bags of cement and Anand. Alright? So myself, Anand, Dana.
Chris.
Okay, I'm good. Can you understand that Anand was the first person to start the actual building of this ashram? Lord Narayan and Mother Lakshmi chose Anand. From all the contractors in South Africa and builders, Mother Lakshmi, it's not a joke. I want you to understand the deeper meaning. Mother Lakshmi and Lord Sriman Narayan chose Anand. When Anand was working here, we gave him a 3-bedroomed duplex with 2 bathrooms and a kitchen full of groceries. A 3-bedroomed, empty duplex, 2 bathrooms and a kitchen full of groceries. A week later, Anand left that 3-bedroom duplex and he took his residence on this road in a jondol. For those of you that do not know what a jondol is, it's a wood and iron shack, or a shack made up of whatever material. So this is how difficult life is. It does not matter what you can do for Mother Lakshmi and Lord Sriman Narayan physically. It does not matter what you can do for Lord Narayan and Mother Lakshmi physically. If you do not do it internally, if you do not do it internally, there is no result. There is no result. So this is practical. You can see Anand is present here today in this satsang. I bought him a beautiful outfit worth a lot of money. If you ask Anand, where's the outfit today? It's not around. Because Anand loves his bottle. Anand loves his bottle. He finds Mother Lakshmi and Lord Narayan inside the bottle. Alright? That's why he surrenders. And Anand is not a joke. His suffering and sacrifice, his austerities and penances that he's going in this lifetime is for you to use your intelligence and understand the difficulty of a human life on this planet Earth. When Anand is going through what he is going, use that in your life as a safeguard and understand that your closeness to God is not physical. Your closeness to God is not physical. You're lying to yourself. If you think you'll come every week to the satsang, sit down here, do a few things and go, and everything will come right, you are lying to yourself. And if you see my repost of all my past satsangs, you will see they were all full of devotees. We were doing 4 satsangs a week and all full of devotees. And that time I was giving lollipops. I was giving free lollipops. Whoever came, however you came, whatever your mindset was, you prospered. And you brought more and more people, and you prospered. But at that point in time, every year, once a year for 1 month, I used to be sick in bed. And every of that time, in 3 consecutive years, I thought it was my last in every one of those times. I used to be carried to Satsang in a wheelchair. I never stopped Satsang. All 4 Satsangs I should attend in my death throes. Now you don't see, and I'm not making this ashram, I have land here to make this a 2,000-seater, yes or no?
Yes.
I won't make it a 2,000-seater. Then I realized through my illness that I mustn't give for free, Mina. If you give your husband 1% of the attention you give your dog, Mina, life will be different. Mina, life will be different. How many percent? Only 1. Give your husband 1% attention like that you give your dog. I just had a vision, Mina. Alright? So I want you to understand that you can fool anyone in the world. The absolute cannot be fooled. You can fool anyone. You can use words, you can use sentences, you can use emotions, you can be a good speaker, but you can't fool the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord can never ever be fooled. And I decided to stop the free lollipops. Now you have to earn your lollipop. You have to earn your lollipop. Why must I get sick once a year for 30 days by giving free lollipops to people who do not understand what is behind the lollipop? All of you understand? Because Jay Bhai made a comment a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, he said, hey, I saw you had a big following. Jay Bhai? Because there was free lollipops. Free lollipops, Jay Bhai. Then Guru stopped the lollipops. Alright? So, this system is absolute. To fit in the system, you have to be absolute yourself. To fit into the system, you have to be absolute. You do that all over. If there's a certain vacancy, you have to have qualifications to fit in that vacancy. Yes or no? Yes. If you want to go to the bank and withdraw money, you have to have more money in the bank to withdraw money. Yes or no? And if you have to take a loan, you have to have the credentials to take a loan. Yes or no? So why not, when you come to the ashram, you must have no credentials, you must have no bank balance, you want to come how you want to come, you want to prescribe in the ashram, how the ashram should deliver to you. But when you go to the bank, you follow the bank's rules and regulations. Yes or no? So I want you to understand there is a verdict injunction. I said this previously, recently, and I'm saying it again, that you cannot place any other entity on the same level as Lord Sriman Narayan. Sriman Narayan means the combination of Mother Lakshmi and Lord Narayan as one supreme being. If you come here and make an application, then you go outside and make other applications which is inferior to Lord Sriman Narayan. But that inferior institutions are also part of Lord Sriman Narayan. So when you come here and you make an application, like you come into the state president and you applying for something, and then you also go to the councillor and apply for the same thing. Then you go to the premier and you apply to the same thing. Don't you think the computer is going to pick up your applications? Don't you think the computer is going to pick up your applications? You apply to the president, then you make the president a fool by applying to the premier, then you make the premier a fool by applying to the councillor, and all of these entities are under the president. All of these entities are under the president. And what you think the president is going to instruct the premier and the councillor to do? Reject your application because you're making the president a fool. Aren't you? You understand? So this is why we can't make this a 2,000-seater ashram. Because it is very difficult for people to come to Lord Sriman Narayan and Mother Lakshmi and accept them as the ultimate entity. You want to get here, you want to get there, and you want to get there. You understand? All of you understand? You understand, Meena? You can't go do your Bhadrakali prayer tomorrow after coming to Lord Sriman Narayan today. Because Bhadrakali is also part of Lord Narayan. You understand that, Meena? You're supposed to say loud and clear, Acharyaji. You're supposed to say loud and clear. So let's understand the banks. All of you understand the banks? Radim, what you know about the banking system? From where does all the bank get its money?
People who put the money in the bank.
No. From the South African Reserve Bank. All banks take the money from the South African Reserve Bank. Where else you can get money?
And the post office.
Investors.
You got investors, you got legal loan sharks, and you got illegal loan sharks. Your legal loan sharks are those big loan companies that charge you a very high interest, and then you got illegal loan sharks. Yes? But from where does all that money originate? From the Reserve Bank. So if you are given an opportunity to get that money from the Reserve Bank with no interest, Shri Satish, if you are given the opportunity to get the money from the Reserve Bank with no interest, what would you do? Still go to your normal bank, to your loan sharks, and to your legal loan sharks. Does it make sense? Because it is the Reserve Bank's money that goes to other banks, that goes to the loan sharks, that goes to the legal loan sharks, and you go there and you pay interest. Welcome Shri Vasu Deva. These are all my Shris. Vasudeva, he won't leave this premises until all my lights are working. Are you getting the drift? Because if, Premila, you have to do a Durga Puja, a Hanuman Puja, a Kali Puja, what you have to do, Premila? No, don't lie. Yeah, well, after meeting your Guru. I'm talking about before meeting your Guru.
Yes, I used to do that.
Yes. So you have to fast.
Yes.
You have to sacrifice. I don't know what you have to sacrifice, but you have to fast. You have to sacrifice. You have to make thousands of puris, roads. That is your interest you pay. And all these other entities you go, the Reserve Bank gives all the banks a limited amount of money, isn't it? Money has a limit. So when you go to the bank, they can give you as per a proportion of their limit. Yes? By your very birth, you have limited prosperity. As per your karma, you have limited prosperity as per your karma. So it's already computed in your lifetime that which you can withdraw for your prosperity. It's limited. It is limited, it is there. So you go to the Durga Bank, they can only give you what has been prescribed for you, and because you bribe in them, Premila, with rot and puri and halwa, they'll give you a little bit more. But that little bit more they'll give you, they are limited, Premila. They are limited. Right? No matter how beautifully you put your tikka on the puri. You remember, Premila?
Yes.
Yeah. And Meena? You one of those tikka ladies too? Rands, you're smiling. I can see you smile through your mask. And don't talk about Shanti. Shanti? Yeah, Shanti is straight line Guru. Shamain? Radim? You know, talk on behalf of Mummy? You be Mummy's spokesperson? Jessica? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? So you have to use common sense. We don't have to have intelligence, only common sense. Sri Narayan Dham, we don't want over-educated people. We want people who can just reason with common sense. Because we always say at this ashram, 1 + 1 must equal to 2. We're not going into big equation, x + y - 2z is equal to 2pq. we're not going there. Alright? Ramila, you can keep that for your Kali temples. Yeah, we're very simple. 1 plus 1 must equal to 2. That is all. Simply 1 plus 1 must equal to 2. So you are given the opportunity of going directly to the Reserve Bank. You are given the opportunity of going directly to the Reserve Bank, but there are conditions. There are conditions. But the conditions start from intention. Conditions start from intention. So when you put your intention, when you apply to this Reserve Bank called the Mother Lakshmi Bank, you have to put your intention first. You have to start with your intention, because it is not possible to give up all the things I asked you to give up instantly. Because God sent me through the same process. It took me 5 years, and I don't expect anyone to take less than 5 years. Those of you that have taken less than 5 years, your merits allowed you. And there are those that are here. But your intention have to be put onto the application first. Mother Lakshmi, I understand that you are the absolute giver of prosperity. Why did I use the word absolute? Jai Bhai?
Because nobody else can give you that.
That which can be given by Mother Lakshmi. So you have to put that intention first. You have to identify who Mother Lakshmi is in the hierarchy of the gods and goddesses. You understand? Then you have to list your own faults to her. What you have to say? Charmaine? Mother Lakshmi, I have an argumentative nature. Mother Lakshmi, I always want to be right, although I know certain places I am wrong. Charmaine. Mother Lakshmi, give me the strength not to only talk, but to also listen. These are intentions. I mean, no jokes. These are pure intentions. But tomorrow, you'll talk one way. Tomorrow, you'll hardly give a hearing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you already identified your intention. Next month, if you improve 1%, you have really improved. Following month, if you improve 10%, you have really improved. Because this relationship with this institution is absolute. Then whatever comes out of this institution must also come in to this institution. You understand? So every human being will have the same intention with Mother Lakshmi, but their growth will be according to their capacity. Their growth will be according to their capacity, because all humans are made differently. Their merits from the previous life is different. Some people will never change in this lifetime, but they have already put in the application to start the change in the next lifetime. All of you understand? You understand? Jaybai, what you understood in this whole story?
Start help to improve yourself.
Yes.
Make the improvements now.
Yes. So I want to get back to Lord Narayan and Mother Lakshmi. And I was explaining to Sri Vishwadhar, you all know Sri Vishwadhar, yesterday, because I told him this concept is difficult, and he said, yes, Acharyaji, I got it. And I said, no, Vishwadhar, you didn't get it. Okay? So in that conversation, I spoke about the two donkeys that we had in the back. And for those of you that don't know, all right, Kimlin is not here. When he is here, you can confirm with him that Vishwadhar came in on that 8th of May celebrations, and the donkeys were here. And whilst he was in Joburg, I told him that you do not have to go to them, they will greet you. So whilst you are standing in the bottom, the two donkeys were making an absolute loud noise. They were actually frustrated. Alright? So when they heard that Vishwadhar was nominated chairperson of the Acharya Sham Ramanur Foundation, 2 weeks later they left his premises. They were so upset that these donkeys are no longer resident at the Acharya Sham Ramanur Foundation, because they didn't want anyone to be more illiterate than them or more stupid than them. And Vishwadhar is the first human that have actually embarrassed donkeys, that they had to actually leave this ashram. There, I said it again, Jessica. I said it again. Well, when I was discussing with Vishwadhar yesterday, I explained to him that the soul is neither a female nor a male. When the soul is inserted in a male body, it functions as a male, and when the soul is inserted in a female body, it functions as a female. But the soul is neither male nor female. So Lord Narayan has two aspects that he personifies for the purposes of us human, for our guidance and our prosperity, our life in this material universe. He exhibits a male form and he exhibits simultaneously a female form. Are you understanding? You understanding? Both these forms are one entity. Both these forms are one entity. And this is why I am stating that you have an opportunity at the Sri Narayan Dham to meet your Maker in his absolute state. and you are only a few kilometers away. Most of you here are only a few kilometers away. Missing one satsang at this ashram, you should be bereaving more than the closest person to you that left you. Missing one satsang at this ashram, you should be bereaving more than the closest entity that left you. You understand? Do you understand? I can't be more crude. You are only a few kilometers away. Few kilometers away. Everything that you desire at home can be picked up here. Everything that you desire at home can be picked up here. And the bonus is that when Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj, my Guru, Guruji, completed his 12-year penance in the Bhangar forest, he met Lord Narayan face to face. Due to his intense austerities, penances and meditation. Go and Google Bhangar forest. Now you're not allowed to be there after 6 p.m. There are happenings in that forest which humans cannot understand or describe. Guruji lived in that forest for 12 full years with ferocious animals and whatever else that's happening there, you Google and you find out. His austerities and penances were so intense that the Supreme Lord Himself came down personally face to face with Guruji. In this 21st century, this is not an old legend that I'm speaking about that happened thousands and thousands of years ago. This happened in your lifetime or your parents' lifetime. After 1947 to 1957, around there, that Lord Narayan came down to Bhangar forest and spoke face to face with Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. And Guruji declined any material prosperity for himself when he was offered. Guruji was offered the 3 worlds. You'll know the 3 worlds that make up this universe through 3 rotis, and Guruji refused. The only benediction he accepted from Lord Sriman Narayan was that humans must stop suffering on this earth. And from that day that benediction was given to Guruji, this earth became a better place. This earth has become a better place. Everything is there, packaged for you. Each one of you, everything that you require is here in this ashram, packaged absolutely for each individual. You just have to fulfill in the application with your pure intention. Please, the dangerous thing is coming to this ashram and doing your own mantras and prayers quietly here. You are harming yourself. You are harming yourself. Don't come here and do your own things from somewhere else. You are harming yourself. When you come to the shrine, the Supreme Lord is Lord Sriman Narayan. When you go home, the Supreme Lord is Lord Sriman Narayan. When you are at work, the Supreme Lord is Lord Sriman Narayan. Because devotees are fond of coming from with the old mantras and come here and read the old mantras, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because all mantras is contained in the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya. Every mantra that exists is contained in that one mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. There is not a mantra that is not contained within that mantra. So that mantra now becomes your universal mantra. You cannot bring a sectarian mantra to override a universal mantra. You're going to get hurt. Because I keep saying spirituality is like a razor blade. Spirituality is like a razor blade. Which razor blade? Menorah. Not Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 5, where you just hold your face like this and the blade takes the shape of your face. No. The menorah blade, where your face have to negotiate the blade. The blade does not negotiate your face, Radim. When I went for my military training, they didn't want Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. They wanted old razor blades with the old shaving set. First you shave down, then you shave up. Radim, I hope you'll be shaving like that soon. Alright? When you go for your military induction, we have some military men here, Dana, Stuni, alright? And they used to come like this and run their knuckles up to see whether you shaved up. They wanted your face smoother than a baby's backside. So I'm talking about that menorah blade. If you slip, you're going to cut yourself. But look on the flip side. On the flip side, everything that you ever require in your life is packaged for you if you follow the discipline. If you want a loving, prosperous family, it's here. If you want a loving, prosperous business, it's here. You want a loving, prosperous work environment, it's here. You want happiness, it's here. Everything that your soul desires is here at this ashram. We have proven it not once, not twice, thousands of times. Go to Guruji's Sri Siddhartha Ashram on Google, go see what Guruji has done in this world. And then go onto our page and see what we have done in this world. It has continued from Guruji and it continues here on the African continent. And we don't only influence individual needs. The fact that this ashram is situated at the tip of the African continent, in years to come, you'll see the prosperity of this continent because Mother Lakshmi has taken a residence in Africa. Well, history will prove me right. So forget, when you come to this ashram, sanitize your mind. Sanitize your mind. In this ashram, you can only get prosperous. You can only get prosperous. For those of you that were not here, in Friday's Satsang, I stated that the name of this ashram is Sri Narayan Dham. Sri stands for Mother Lakshmi. Sri stands for Mother Lakshmi. Mother Lakshmi is resident here. Mother Lakshmi is a permanent residence of this ashram, would Lord Narayan. They do not take their places when Satsang starts. They are here 24/7 and they're going to be here for the next 427,000 years. Mama, between you and Nilesh, between you and Nilesh, you will have to make out, have an understanding which day you cannot be here, he must be here. Need to take the music side where you are seated seriously. When Stuni not here, Mataji is here, that's fine. On your side, between you and Nilesh, you have to, when you can't make it, you have to take the tabla playing seriously. If you're not there, somebody must be there. You have your nephew. Between you and him, you must tell him in advance if you can't be here, then he'll do his work to be here. All of you understand? Like how they got the media group between Amita, Kimlin and Jessica, somebody is here to film the event. Because God is watching you, Mama. God is watching you. You don't stay too far away from this ashram, do you? So God is watching. Let me explain and let me conclude. At creation, Mother Lakshmi, Lord Narayan, Lord Shriman Narayan, divides himself into every particle that exists in this universe. But I want to talk about living entities. I want to talk about living entities. For every living entity that exists, Lord Shriman Narayan divides himself equally into that amount which is infinite. Then he takes his residence inside the soul of every living entity. Then he takes his residence inside the soul of every living entity. So where is Lord Narayan, Mama, when you're not playing tabla? No, he's in your soul. He knows why he was not here playing tabla. He knows all your feeble excuses because he is resident within your spirit soul. Leave your body. He is resident within your spirit soul. He knows every shot you take, Mama. He knows every puff of cigarette you take, Mama. And he knows every bite of meat you eat. He knows every bad thought you have. Even about the Guru, Mama. You understand? And that is why we say Sanatan Dharma is absolute science. For Sanatan Dharma to be absolute science, Lord Sriman Narayan must always have the absolute information of every living entity. And this is why we say not even an ant can go hungry, because he is inside the ant as well, and he directs the ant to where the food is. Then who are you and I as humans? You think Lord Sriman Narayan can miss us? Not because we're so big, it's because he is within. He is within. When you make your intention, Shaman, that my mouth must start slowing down, he will power the jaws less and less. From where, Shaman? From within. This is how simple this science is. Is it not absolute? Is it not absolute? If you want to stop gambling, he will power you from inside. If you want to stop eating meat, he will power you from inside. If you, Satish bhai, Shri Satish bhai, Shri Satish bhai, when you want to stop eating meat, don't look at the Guru's photo, not going to help you at all. Oh, Guruji's photo won't help you at home, alright? Lord Narayan himself from inside will one day make the meat taste despicable. Those of you that have become vegetarians, you know that it was an inner thing, it was never outward. How many vegetarians here? Put your hands up. When you became vegetarian after meat, was it an internal thing or an external thing? Because you couldn't stand it anymore. Yes or no? Who couldn't stand it? Not the Guru's instruction, because you couldn't stand it from within. That power of Lord Sriman Narayan from within. Alright? So the fastest person in my satsang that gave up alcohol and meat is Tuni Bhai. How long it took you, Tuni?
It's 3 or 4 days.
After meeting me.
Yes, after that.
Alright? And look for how many years he did it. And he just stopped. Okay? Because he put his intention. Something the Guru said went in his mind, he put his intention and he received. And you don't have to wait for your whole family to become vegetarian. Do you? No. It's an individual thing. It's an individual thing. So I was also having a discussion with Sri Vishwadar yesterday. And I stated that if the Sri Sampradaya is absolute, our teachings are absolute, our instructions are absolute, then I cannot lie to you, Yashamin and Meena. When I use your names and words, it doesn't mean you, it means everyone. I just take one word, or maybe it means you too, we don't. I cannot keep you in this satsang to fill this room. I cannot keep you in the satsang to fill this room so that on Facebook it shows that this is a great guru. He has a full attendance. Then I won't be absolute. Then I will be lying. Then I will be lying. But I don't want you to change immediately because I did not change immediately. But I want you to change your understanding immediately. I want you to understand the hierarchy immediately. You can't come here in this ashram and say, Lord Sriman Narayan, okay, and then go outside and say, Mother Durga, you the greatest. Because you're hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself and be a number in my congregation. You understand? Don't hurt yourself to be a number in my congregation. When you say Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Being, then you cannot substitute that being for any other entity. And I'm going to say this, Satish Bhai, alright, because I want you to understand how this process works. So Satish Bhai 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago made very beautiful road, Soji, Halwa Puri. What else he made, Satish? 3 things. Because his mom did a ritual. He did everything that his mom asked him to do. Was it right or wrong for him to do it? Hassan? It was right. It was right because whatever he did it knowing Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is why I ate everything that was sent here. I personally ate everything because your family might not have the same intensity that you have, or the same knowledge, or the same understanding that you have. We're not asking you to break your relationship with your family. Do you understand? All of you. Like I said, Vasan, I told him, Vas, you know the absolute truth. Your mom is old. Do all legal praise that she wants you to do. Take her to the temple. Do all that because she is satisfying herself. Do you understand? You don't go change your mother. She will change herself when she is born in the right lifetime and she meets her guru. Not your guru does not need to be your mother's guru. And if your mother or father don't have a guru in this lifetime, it doesn't mean to say they don't have a guru. They have a guru, but they are not connected in this lifetime as per their own merits. Do you understand? Might be the same guru, might be a different guru. Your same mother is not your mother in every lifetime. All of you understand? You think this type of discourse is necessary, Amita? Because we have to keep cleansing ourselves. I know you get attached to this ashram for different reasons, but I have to bring you to the absolute reality. Because you can't go in a law class thinking you're going to learn mathematics. Yes or no? So the professor have to keep teaching you law, infusing law in in you and extracting law that he infused in you out of you. Yes or no? All of you understand? Anyone have a problem with this discourse? Mama? Lord Narayan really lives in your soul, Mama. Alright? Are there any questions, Shaman? You'll see the mouth flowing on its own. Alright? Shaman? You'll be shocked yourself at how the jaw muscles get relaxed. That is the power of Lord. Alright? Don't try too hard to change yourself. Just submit to Him. The change will have automatic. You understand? Only submit. Just submit. Don't change yourself. Mistake some people do is they try to change, then they want to be in this ashram 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because they put a forced change. You see them, and all of a sudden, you don't see them, Shami. You? Because they changed themselves to fit in the ashram's perspective. No. Just make that submission. Let the change happen through God. Because when God changes you, it's forever. When you change yourself, or when you try to change yourself to please other people, it is temporary. And you get exposed. You get exposed. Alright? So everything is very simple. It's only that the information is deep, but the application is more simple than making, all the millions of halwa, puri, all that. This application is the simplest. Come to satsang, make a submission, listen to the Guru. Listen to every word of the Guru. Guru does not make jokes, because within the jokes there's seriousness. Alright? So Vishwadhar even asked me whether in his previous life he was a donkey. Alright. Then he asked me whether he was really connected to these two donkeys. And I'm saying everything is serious. Even in the donkey jokes there is serious. And now Vishwadhar, Sri Vishwadhar's analytical mind is gone haywire. Is gone? Haywire. Let's leave it at that. Jai Sriman Narayan.